Thank you for purchasing QuickPlate by T-Tech.
The QuickPlate system comes with most everything you need to produce through-hole connectivity for your prototype printed circuit boards. Upon opening the QuickPlate system shipping carton, please inspect to be sure that all items are included and in serviceable condition as listed in the QuickPlate User's Manual. It is important to familiarize yourself with the safety and technical information of the QuickPlate system by first reading the User's Manual completely. Assembly of your QuickPlate system is fast and simple. Please follow along using your QuickPlate User's Manual. Place an anode bag over each of the anodes and secure with a string. Particular attention should be paid when installing the anodes. Have the thumb screws face towards the center of the tank or the inside edge of the two anode rails. If you have purchased the electrolyte solution in the pre-mixed form, add it now and fast forward the video to the section called Strike-Through Process. Remove the aeration tube assembly now. Be very careful not to damage or introduce any contaminants to the assembly when removing it from the tank. Be certain to always practice good safety habits by wearing the necessary personal protection items such as gloves, eye protection, and apron. Top off the electrolyte level with distilled water to bring the total level within 1 inch below the anode and cathode bars, making sure that the level is never high enough to touch the clamps or bars. Plug the aeration hose and the power cable from the plating tank into the power supply. Install the aeration tube assembly. Install a test board. Turn the power switch on. Hold the lid with a proximity switch near the inlet tube and confirm that agitation is equal on both sides of the test board. If the light bubble action is not equal on both sides of the test board, loosen the gray clamp and adjust the aerator until it is, and then tighten the clamp. This is critical for correct plating operation. Once the adjustment is complete, turn the power off and remove the board. When all is complete, install the anti-pollution balls, being careful not to splash the electrolyte solution. Before plating a board, it is necessary to prepare the board. We refer to this as the strike-through process. Once the holes that you wish to plate have been drilled on the quick circuit, remove the board from the quick circuit. This is a good time to preheat your oven to 100 degrees Celsius. You may wish to raise the board up off the tabletop using blocks to ensure easier flow of the conductive ink through the holes. Clean the board by buffing with buff pads, followed by either blowing the board clean with an air hose or vacuuming thoroughly. Shake the container of conductive ink well before applying it to the board. Apply a bead of conductive ink next to the hole pattern. Where there are many holes to be plated, it is recommended to apply the conductive ink in sections in order not to miss any of the holes. Use the included squeegee to push the conductive ink fully into the holes. Remember that the objective is to force the conductive ink into the holes as opposed to pushing the ink past the holes. This is aided by keeping the squeegee at a steep angle to the board material. To ensure that the walls of the large holes receive a satisfactory application of the conductive ink, swipe the squeegee over the hole pattern from opposite directions, going from top to bottom, then left to right, right to left, and finally bottom to top. Inspect the application of the conductive ink by flipping the board over and looking for signs that the conductive ink penetrated the holes completely. Look for puddles of ink around the circumference of the holes. This indicates that the ink was successfully forced through the holes. Wait 15 to 30 seconds before vacuuming. Vacuum the excess conductive ink through the holes. Try not to apply so much force that you remove the ink from the walls of the holes. You can prevent this by using the specially designed vacuum nozzle provided with the system and by holding the nozzle at an angle to the board, not directly over the holes. Squeegee off the excess conductive ink. Hold the board to the light and visually inspect for any blocked holes. If blocked holes are detected, repeat the vacuuming process on these holes and repeat visual inspection. After determining that there are no blocked holes, cure the board in the preheated oven for 30 minutes. When the time is up, remove the board from the oven, being careful not to burn yourself. Let the board cool to room temperature. Once cooled, use sandpaper with the included sanding block, keeping the block flat against the board, using light and consistent pressure to remove any conductive ink on the surface of the board. Use caution during this process so as not to break the connection between the barrel of the hole and the copper surface. Use pressurized air or vacuum to remove any remaining particulate from the holes. Place the board in the rinse tank and remove the air trapped in the holes. Tap the board on its side to force the air in the holes to escape. Swish the board back and forth to ensure that the board is clean. Again, make sure that you wear the necessary protective gear, including gloves, goggles, and apron when working with the quick plate system. Remove the board from the rinse tank and place it in the plating tank, sliding the board between the bars on the cathode rack. Evenly tighten the 2 screws. Place the cover over the plating tank. Turn on the power supply of the quick plate system. Set the timer for 60 minutes and the current adjustment knob to read 9 amps on the ammeter. Please refer to the table in your user's manual for specific plating times and current information for your application. When the plating time is completed, wait 30 seconds before removing the cover. Remove the cover, loosen the 2 screws on the cathode rack, and lift the board straight up, allowing any electrolyte to drip back into the plating tank. Note, allowing the board to remain in the plating system when it is not in operation can reverse the plating process. Rinse the board in the rinse tank. Remove and blow or vacuum dry. Inspect the board for complete plating by holding the board up to the light. T-Tech's plated through-hole inspection loop may be used for careful evaluation. Place the board back on your quick circuit prototyping system and continue the machining operation.
When you add a multi-layer press to your quick circuit lab, you're able to make 4 and 6 layer circuit boards with ease. The cross-section photographs show the layer connectivity through a typical via hole. Drill quality is critical for plating inner layers, so we recommend using new drill bits and changing the tools when you reach 2,000 holes per drill, as shown in the drill counter in your IsoPro software. T-Tech offers training and technical support in-house. Thank you for watching our quick plate training video.